Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, a brand new start to the week. So let's go ahead and get into our headlines with Hannah as we'll talk about a little bit about what's been happening over the weekend, and just going to give you all your news you need to know going into the brand new work week. And lots been happening across the country, right here in the state. But first, let's go ahead and check out our 10-day forecast and what we can expect, because things are going to be changing here, which is so nice. It's going to be another hot day today. Not quite as hot as we have seen. We're thankfully staying under those triple digits, so it'll be a 95 for a high today. But look at the rest of the forecast where we have a chance of rain really start to creep in and thunderstorms. And there's really going to be kind of a cold front coming through that's going to drop those temperatures to the upper 70s, lower 80s, which is something that we have definitely not really seen in a long time, and something that we're going to be very excited to. And that chance of rain, like we've been saying, we really need it. So it's really going to start to cool things down going into this week before things are going to start to warm a little bit back up again going into next week, with creeping into the 90s once again. But at least that is something to look forward to a little bit. A little change in the temperatures, change in the weather, something that we need when it comes to rain. But let's go ahead and get into our headlines with Hannah this morning, where we are starting. It is Monday, 9/11. And it's a day that we remember, and it's the 22nd anniversary of that tragic day. And the Biden administration is marking the somber anniversary with a $4 million award to the 9/11 Memorial in New York. Now, the new funding is under the 9/11 Memorial Act grant program. President Biden will speak to more than 1,000 service members, first responders, and their families today at Elmendorf Air Force Base in Anchorage, Alaska. Meanwhile, First Lady Jill Biden will take part in a wreath-laying ceremony at the Pentagon, and Vice President Harris will be at the 9/11 Memorial in New York. And a second gentleman, Doug Imhoff, will attend events at the Flight 93 National Memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. And speaking of the memorial and anniversary, Tall City Memorial Stair Climb took place on Saturday at Astound Broadband Stadium to honor the first responders who made the ultimate sacrifice back on September 11, 2001. And CBS 7's Armando Gomez spent the morning with the captain of the Midland Fire Department to learn more about how this honored so many of the victims.
The tragedy is something we will never forget as a nation. Firefighters, police officers, and Midlanders climbed the equivalent of 110 flight of stairs to honor the 9/11 victims.
That's the main thing. We climbed because they climbed. The highest known floor that one of the firemen got to, which I spoke of earlier, was 78. So we climbed 110 in their honor.
The memorial stair climb has gone on for years as a way to make sure that the sacrifice first responders made are not forgotten.
The thing is to never forget, right? So many times we forget things. And, 22 years ago, I hired on 3 months after the 9/11. And that's just something that always sticks with me.
About 600 people came to this event to honor the hard work and dedication of the first responders in 9/11. Firemen and police officers climbed the stairs wearing their full gear in the summer heat to pay their respects.
Each climber is wearing the name around their neck, an accountability tag is what we call it, of a first responder that died on 9/11. So this isn't a race, it's not a competition, it's a somber memorial event, and everyone here is specifically climbing in the honor of a first responder that lost their life.
Every day, first responders commit the ultimate risks to save lives across the U.S. 9/11 tragedy was one of them.
If there's lives worth saving, we're going to give everything we have. And at the end of the day, if we don't come home, as long as we did what we're supposed to do and somebody else lives, that's what it's all about.
That was Armando Gomez reporting. Now let's go to some other state news that we're looking at, where 7 people, including a number of Americans, are recovering after gunfire erupted in a Mexican city bordering the United States. The shooting happened on Saturday in Miguel Alman. Border Patrol agents say the victims crossed into Roma, Texas, and received medical attention. They say the group included Americans and a Mexican citizen. Investigators say gunmen approached several vehicles carrying 20 people and opened fire. The Mexican government is investigating, and it's unclear if anyone is in custody. Meanwhile, today marks day 12 of the manhunt for prison escapee Danilo Cavalcante. Hundreds of officers have joined the now nationwide hunt for the convicted killer, who authorities say has been spotted over the weekend with a new clean-shaven appearance. John Lawrence has the details.
Danilo Cavalcante is still at large, and residents of eastern Pennsylvania are concerned. The 34-year-old convicted killer broke out of Chester County Prison on August 31st, and over the weekend, according to the authorities, Cavalcante was able to get past the perimeter police set up around the prison. The hunt for Cavalcante has now moved to northern Chester County. A $20,000 reward is being offered in connection to Cavalcante's capture, and police are certain it's only a matter of time before he's back behind bars. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Now, Cavalcante broke out of prison roughly 2 weeks after he was convicted of first-degree murder of the 2021 killing of his former girlfriend. So we'll be continuing to follow that story as it continues to evolve. But other than that, that's going to wrap up our headlines with Hannah for this Monday. I hope you guys have a wonderful start to your week and enjoy the cool front coming down and the rain, because we definitely need it. But thanks so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.